Sorry, sir.
For the development of any city, funds are needed, and octroi for Pune was one of the main sources of revenue for them. LBT has come in lieu of octroi. That means that whatever the goods that are imported into the city are taxed. Initially, this tax was collected at the entry point, which was called octroi, and now the LBT, which is a local body tax, is accounts based, where the purchaser will have to keep accounts and pay this tax to the corporation. What is going to happen is now that anyone who purchases goods of more than 5,000 rupees or goods worth rupees 1 lakh or more will have to get registered under this act. After getting registered, he'll have to pay the dues of LBT on 10th of every next month. After that, every 6 months, he'll have to file a return whereby he gives all the details of his purchases, sales, etc. He'll also have to give the details of local purchase and outside purchase. If it's a local purchase, that means if he purchases from another businessman or within the city who has already paid LBT, he'll have to keep those accounts separately, where he mentions the LBT number of the person from whom he has bought the goods. What we feel is that this is a very stringent process. And under this, many small hawkers, vendors will have to get registered, and many people who have never bought anything or who never buy anything will also come into this LBT Act, because the Act says that goods imported for use, consumption or sale, goods for use, consumption and sale will be attracted by the LBT Act. A common man who goes to Mumbai or any other place outside Pune and buys something, for that matter, many other small places are very well known for their saris, dress materials, jewellery, like if you go to Jalgaon, if you go to Nagar, small place. If they buy anything worth more than 5,000 rupees and they come to city, it means that they should also register under the LBT and pay the taxes. If we look at around only people who sell it or keep aside people who use it, if you only use the word sell under this definition of LBT, then more than 4 lakh people will have to register under this act. When octroi was being collected, all the administrative charges, like the payment for all the people who were at the octroi nakas, the infrastructure over there, the maintenance of the nakas, etc., security and all, was paid by the corporation. Now this onus goes on to the businessman or whoever is registered under the LBT Act. If you very minutely study this, every person will have to have an accountant for this who keeps a record, right? Now you would say that are the records not kept? Yes, the records are kept, but under the LBT Act you have to keep a different record. You have to add 2-3 columns in it. So that means to change my software, all this cost is going to be a burden for the businessman. Besides this, when I go to file a return, I need to hire a professional for this. Those charges are again on me. It was very nice of the Honorable Chief Minister, who in his last visit in Pune about 2 days back, he said that the businessmen are the people who collect taxes on behalf of the government, and these taxes are paid by the citizens. I appreciate this, that the government has realized that whatever taxes are collected are collected by the businessmen. But I would also like to draw your attention to whether these people are paid, like the businessmen who collect taxes on behalf of the government are paid anything for that. Without being paid, they are doing this job for year after year. The increase in collection of VAT, which was initially sales tax in 2005, the sales tax collection was only 20,000 crore rupees for the state of Maharashtra, which has gone up to 65,000 crore rupees in this year as a collection of VAT, which has been substituted for the sales tax.
Okay.
This revenue increase is just because the businessmen or the professionals or the entrepreneurs are paying the tax duly. Besides this, even if you look for the city of Pune, 10 years back, the collection of octroi was just 150 crore rupees, which has gone up to 1150 crore rupees in the last year. So this increase surely does show that there is a good flow of goods in the city. What is going to happen because of LBT is that the cost is not been considered. The corporation says that they have not made any changes in the octroi rates, which I differ because there are many other items in which the rates have been increased. They have decreased rates in a few items like gold and luxury items. But today you will have to pay for the mithai that you do at home. There's sabudana, shengdana, groundnuts, which are used by the common man, even oil for that matter, and many other items which are used by the common man are going to be costlier because of LBT. Again, the expenses that the businessman is going to incur for keeping the books of accounts, for filing the returns, for the self-assessment, and again for the scrutiny, for which he'll have to hire professionals, is again going to be a burden on the citizens because no businessman would make these expenses from his pocket. So I feel that LBT, the way it's coming, is very harsh. I would also again like to draw your attention to the fines and the punishments that are there. If I fail to file my return even by a day, the businessman will be charged 5,000 as a fine. Besides this, if there is a delay in payment or there is a difference in payment, the businessman will have to pay 10 times whatever his liability, the difference in liability would be. For example, if supposing I have to pay 100 rupees and I pay 80 rupees by mistake, and later on it is found out that I have to pay 20 rupees, they will charge me 10 times of the 20 rupees, that 200 rupees as fine, plus whatever late that I will be paying, I have to pay at 24% per annum interest for the first year and 36% per annum in the second year. On the other hand, Poona is a hub, is a transit hub where many goods come into Pune and again distributed because it is very centrally located. Lot of companies have their CNF and distributors in Pune. So when goods come and go out, there is a provision of refund. But this provision of refund is very harsh because under section 32, when I send my goods out, I have to claim the refund whereby I apply to the commissioner, and if whenever he gets time to do that, he'll pass me the refund, which he has to do in 2 months. If there's a delay in getting the refund, he gives me interest only at 6%, which again is not justable. So what I feel what we have asked for is that this amount should be set off. Besides this, our main contention is that there should not be LBT. Instead of that, as other states are doing, what they have done is, specifically in Gujarat, they have added 1% on the VAT. So that 1% is collected separately and the state government reimburses every corporation for whatever expenses they make. So I feel this is a very proven tax collection procedure, the VAT, which is there since 2006. So we again appeal to the government that they should stay LBT in all over Maharashtra and they should charge a surcharge or an increased VAT 1% or 2%, whatever their calculations would say on VAT, which would again collect the money, and that will be this.
Okay, so which are the other organizations which are supporting you for LBT?
All organizations in Maharashtra are supporting us this time, because just yesterday we had an seminar for this, and we had invited people from all over Maharashtra, and wherever LBT is being applied, even people from those cities had come, and they told us how harsh it is. I'll just show you a notice where the Vasai commissioner he gave a notice to a trader and is asked for the purchase of his fixed assets. Now, what does this have to do? When octroi is on the imported goods, what does this have to do? Like the purchase of fixed assets. Why does he need the sales register? Why does he need a bank accounts? He's asked for all that. He says that I need an audited, I should submit my audited balance sheet. Now, audited balance sheet firstly is only for people who have turnover of more than 50 lakhs or 1 crore rupees.
Okay.
So it's not compulsory on a small vendor. So how is he going to get his balance sheet audited? And again, what I have also heard is that the audited balance sheet should be from a different auditor and not for the regular income tax audit. It should be an LBT audit. So if I have to hire a person for LBT audit differently, for VAT audit, for my income tax audit, then how many expenses do I incur? This is never thought. Again, I file my TDS on 5th of every month. I have to file my VAT on 20th of every month. There are other different taxes which I have to pay regularly. Besides this, now LBT is on, I have to pay on the 10th of every month. So it means that I have to keep on doing my account work every day in and day out. And when should I concentrate on my business? So this is really going to hamper the business also.
So can you name some associations which are supporting you?
Like I said, there are many organizations. Initially, there is a Federation of All Traders Associations in Pune, which is actually initiating this movement, and they have organized the Bandh and all.
Okay.
There is the main organization. Then you have the Saraf organization, you have the steel organization, then you have the plywood, timber market, stationery and cutlery organization, you have the Mithai, the hoteliers, the Amrutulya, then the retail shops associations are there. All these associations are supporting us, everyone.
Okay.
You must have seen during the first 6 days of Bandh,
Yes.
each and every shop was closed. Each and every. The smallest shop was also closed for all 6 days.
Okay, so what is the next step for this movement?
We had made representations to the government, to the commissioner, and the CM. He actually he gave he formed a committee and sent a committee over here.
Okay.
The committee talked with us. They understood what our difficulties are. Out of that, about 9 to 10 things which they feel that the state government should do, make the changes. They recommended that to the state government. Unfortunately, the secretary over there, he did not pass on the same message to the CM. Okay. So when we had a meeting with CM after that, he was only informed about 3 small things that they thought that they could do on their end. One was increasing the limit of 1 lakh to something more than that. Secondly was the setup which they said that they won't be able to do. And one was the composite scheme. Composite scheme is a scheme where any person who has a purchase of about 1 lakh to 10 lakhs can choose a slab and pay 2% LBT on that without keeping the books of accounts. Where I feel that it is not clearly mentioned in that act, the Composite Scheme Act, that whether that purchase are to be the import purchases or the local purchase also. If it's on the local purchases, that means you are double taxing that same goods. So there are many ambiguity in that law, in that tax act, where many things are not clear. Unfortunately, even the people who are going to implement this act, that's the corporation, the officers in the corporation, they themselves are not very clear about the act because of the ambiguity. Like I said, many places they have mentioned purchases, many places they have mentioned turnover. So is the tax on the turnover or on the purchases is not very clear from that act. So it's going to lead to a lot of ambiguity, and this will increase the Inspector Raj. Again, they have kept their rights to inspect our shops, our houses, our godowns, and they have also kept the rights to stop vehicles on the road. If they meant to abolish octroi just because of the reason that octroi delays transportation and vehicles are stranded at the entry point, and that's why they were that was one of the reasons that they wanted to abolish octroi. Now they're going to do the same thing. Even today, at all the nakas, the octroi nakas, the vehicles are stopped. They are asked whether they are entering the city or whether they are going in the transit. So if they are in transit, they charge 200 rupees for using the city limits. And those vehicles that come inside, at present they are not doing it. But at places where LBT is there, if a if a vehicle is coming in the city, then they harass the vehicle by asking whether that whomever you're going taking the goods to, whether he's taken an LBT number or not, and what kind of goods they are. So many things, and then small amounts are drawn from the driver just to avoid harassment. And these are not anywhere on the record.
Okay. सर पॉज करता है
बहुतेक सगळे कंप्लीट झालं